We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Our next guest is Dr. Janice Fortman. She's a corporate communication strategist who also focuses on effective communication. And I've got to have the pleasure of getting to know Dr. Janice a little bit. And she's recently celebrated a birthday, and we all get to sing to her. And she was doing really well for this entire event. But Dr. Janice, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about what you do.
What I do is train corporations, organizations, individual people on effective communication skills.
So when you think of communication skills, where do you think that most of them have a breakdown in that?
The breakdown, you'll be surprised to hear this, it's not what they say, it's listening.
Oh.
Because when you're not listening to a person, really critical listening, you're really thinking about what your response is going to be. Therefore, you have misunderstandings, miscommunication.
Hopefully I get a pass on that, because I'm trying to think of the next question. So I have to listen with intention. But I get your point, Dr. Janice, because most people just can't wait to respond, and they don't even, they think of a response and they quit listening to whatever you're saying. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
So how do you train people or business owners to step away from that?
Well, what I do is I go through different exercises, and I have a person to say something. As a matter of fact, I can have a whole room, have someone make a statement, and then have the other people say what they thought that person said. You'll be surprised. You get all kinds of answers. And you don't get the answer to that question, because everyone is thinking, how am I going to respond? How am I going to answer?
Yeah, I find that a lot. A lot of people will respond just to respond, but not really give you anything of value.
Exactly.
So what other communication challenges have you seen in the corporate world?
Besides listening, I've seen where people have a difficulty getting their ideas across because they don't use the correct body language, they don't use the correct vocalization, and I see that as a problem.
So how much of a percentage of communication is verbal versus nonverbal?
80% is nonverbal.
Wow, so we could just sit here if we're on cameras and just make faces at people.
Exactly.
So if I was smiling and saying, this is the worst interview ever, people would be really confused, right?
Exactly.
That's good stuff.
Exactly.
Well, Dr. Janice, if people wanted to work with you, what would be the best way for them to find you?
They could reach me at jan4now125@gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. We're going to go to commercial break.